This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. I got the Queen, Beasia, and I got the brother
Green Bey
Head. And the subject here, Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, Islam. What is the subject?
Islam.
Okay.
Or Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Was Muhammad a Muslim? Did he call himself a Muslim? Did Muslims exist before Muhammad in the Quran?
Of course. I would say it did. And when you look at it now, as far as the word Muslim, see, some say Muslim, some say Muslim, some say Muhammad, some say Mohammed. You know what I'm saying? There's different variations of the name. Now, my key point is, as far as the culture that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that he started or added on to, it wasn't just quite a religious thing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. It wasn't quite just about religion. Prophet Muhammad, his grandfather's last name was Allah. So if they say Allah is the God, then
was his grandfather's last name Abdullah?
What they call
or Abdallah with a T on the end.
Some say Allah, some say Abdullah or Abdullah, or some say, what you say, with the T,
with the T.
Abdullah. But Allah,
because Allah and Allah was a part of a grouping, right, of deities, El-Uzza, right?
Yes, okay.
Right? So, of course they was using the word Allah, but was that Islam, according to the Quran?
And I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was quite what they call now Islam or a Muslim. Now, there's many definitions to the word Islam and many definitions to the word Muslim or Muslim. Now, based on my the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his grandfather name, it was more of a lineage thing. It was more of a nationality thing, I say. And also it was a science and culture in which they carried on from that.
Okay.
It was a lot of idol worshiping going on at the time.
Peace, Queen. What do you think? Do you think Muslims existed before Prophet Muhammad? Do you think anything called or anything remotely close to what we call Islam existed before Prophet Muhammad?
To be honest, I have knowledge of the Council of Nicaea, and from my understanding, all of it is basically just a bunch of made-up stuff. Not being funny or anything, or being disrespectful or none of that. But it was all made up along with Christianity, Judaism, according to the Council of Nicaea.
So Islam, what we call Islam, was born out of Christianity and Judaism.
Yes.
So it did not exist prior to that.
No, it did not.
Shots fired, King.
Well, I look at lineage. I look at genealogy. You know what I'm saying? If Allah means the God, and it was a science back then that was taught as far as who Allah is, as far as, from my understanding, the moral or the original man, so-called black man, as being the God, person, man. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of elders, how I was taught, a lot of the elders, they told Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to keep that knowledge somewhat concealed at the time, because they want the era to be releasing.
So was there elders, those elders that you mentioned, was that a council?
That was a council.
So who created it? The council or
it was Prophet Muhammad council.
If it was his council, would he be instructing it or would it be instructing him?
It was instructing him on what to do.
So that's sort of similar to what she was speaking about.
Okay.
Instead of already being in existence because we already had a structure. We already had a blueprint on who we consider deities, gods and goddesses, and all who we, you know, basically pay homage to. It's a big difference when you start branching off, taking bits and pieces and branching off of the main things that we were doing and recreating and creating something totally opposite of what we're doing.
So you calling it like a GMO spiritual type thing? It's modified. It's
a modified version. It definitely is.
See, the thing about the people that they call Jesus, see, a lot of people forget about his name. Another one of his original names was Emmanuel, or some say Emmanuel.
Isn't that Greek?
Emmanuel, God in man.
So is the word Emmanuel Greek? That E sound, that Emmanuel, is that Greek?
That L, no, is Canaanite.
No, not L. I say that E sound. Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Egypt.
I focus more on the ill, because that signifies, that means God itself. And a lot of people go around, they thought.
But you got other consonants in between that E and that L.
They say the person. Oh, that from my understanding is man. Ill is God. Iman is man.
Okay.
God and man.
Is that a part of what you're saying? How they just create things straight out of the thin air?
Just out of the thin air. Greed. Greed was the main focus. Control was the main focus. And it definitely worked. It definitely worked there.
Would he be an example of that working?
No disrespect, but yes.
Well, as far as Emmanuel, to me, what that represents, not just him just being called Jesus. Jesus was the guy that called Jesus was a Nazarene. He was part of a tribe, the house of David, Bethlehem.
So you're saying Jesus actually existed, King?
Emmanuel did. Emmanuel.
So what's the difference between Jesus and Emmanuel?
Emmanuel means God in man. God and man.
So did Jesus exist?
What Emmanuel's true teachings was.
So did Jesus exist?
Did Jesus exist? Emmanuel. If Jesus and Emmanuel are the same people, true indeed he existed.
What you mean, yeah?
And Jesus is another name. Or some say Yahshua.
You kind of making some of her points valid, King.
Some say Yahshua.
Okay. What do you think, sis?
Well, the way I see it, y'all have to forgive me. But as far as that term Emmanuel and Jesus existing, I cannot accept that because it's not true to me. Because like I said, we had other things going on prior to these new baby religions that everybody hopped on out of fear of being persecuted. So naturally, they're gonna run and jump on the bandwagon with the rest of
So you asking him for more concrete proof?
I have to have it because from my understanding, the same things that Jesus was supposed to have been doing, which was basically forms of alchemy, dealing with energies, controlling energy, and being that people strayed away from that, they forgot that this is who you are and what you do. So, with them throwing all of that religious foolishness, I'll put it that way, behind it. Just
directly ask him for the evidence, sister.
He won't be able to give you that.
He won't be able to give that?
The evidence on what?
Hold on. The evidence on what you just said about Jesus and Emmanuel.
As far as him being an alchemist and doing things like that, yes. Jesus or Emmanuel, I'm not saying he taught a religion. Some call it a religion, some call it a culture. You know what I'm saying? To me, they're really much of the same. You know what I'm saying? And she the things he taught, of course, alchemy, love. He taught love, forgiveness. He taught many things. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying because alchemy existed and because these other things existed that make Jesus real?
And all the while, he was a student also. He was a student
of these mysteries.
Whatever was a mystery to man or woman, he studied man and woman and got the clarification from them. He got it from them.
Is that proof, sister? Or is that more regurgitation?
Like the conversation that we're having now, he rose above the mediocre debates and showed them proof. That's what I say, he showed them proof.
So everybody already has proof of what was right and what was wrong, what you could do and what you could not do. To me, by them running around saying that, oh, now Jesus is basically Christian, you know, just that whole thing, it just scrambled everything up. Everybody has started becoming scrambled in their mind because they started getting folks that was coming around with different things like, look, you should try this. And by them telling other people to try this and stray away from what we were already doing, like I said, definitely took the focus off and put the focus off of what we were doing and put the focus onto something else, which was basically sidetracking everybody, distorting everything. Well, all we had to do was stick to the script, stick to the blueprint. We had the blueprint. Why not stick to that? What made them feel as if, well, this is more valuable? Because to my understanding, we were getting along just fine before all this extra stuff came into play. It's too much. It's too much. You got so many, oh God, hypocritical points in it till it's not even funny. It's just too much. And
so
we need to get rid of
he
it.
has to explain again or show more proof to you to accept that.
Yeah, for me, if you want to make me a diehard Christian,
It was, I know, I'm
you
not.
got a lot of work to do.
You're not a Christian?
I'm not making her.
Well, you want?
I don't want her to be a Christian.
You want her to accept the existence
I
of
want her to
Jesus?
be herself. I want her to be herself. It was, see, some people call Jesus or Emmanuel God. Some don't call him God. And there's some of the people who are called or going by Christians. It was people on this earth before Emmanuel or Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
There was somebody before God.
Emmanuel or Jesus. It was people on this earth because he was born too from man and woman.
Who did Noble Drew Ali pray to? Did he pray to Jesus? Is it in the 101s that he said?
No, he didn't pray to Jesus.
You sure it's not in this literature?
Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he was the reincarnation of Emmanuel.
So Noble Drew Ali was Jesus.
Emmanuel, true indeed, reincarnated.
So did he study himself?
And to me, he was God too.
Did he study himself?
He was Allah.
So he studied Jesus. So Jesus is Allah.
He is. Jesus is Allah.
Jesus is Allah, sister.
You go playing favorites again. But the way I see it, that whole fairy tale, fable-ized story, that's what it is to me. It's a fable. And God was supposed to have created Jesus. How does it look getting Jesus to pass away, killing him, all kinds of foolishness, just so he can snatch him back to heaven with him and have everybody follow Jesus and say, well, I ain't talking to y'all no more. I'm God. I'm not speaking to you no more.
But if Noble...
You got to speak to me between my son.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't come to me unless you talk to my son first.
But he's saying that Noble
really
Drew Ali is the reincarnation of Jesus.
I don't get it. It's a bunch of mass confusion. And if he is the reincarnation of Jesus, then please prove that too, because I really want to know. I really want to know.
You gotta know who Jesus was.
Look,
you know what I'm saying? That's just like
from a child who Jesus. We were taught from a child who Jesus was. Everybody was. In my home, my mother wasn't running around like, look, this is what Jesus said. You're going to church this Sunday and you're gonna learn the word and learn the Bible and all of that. My mother wasn't like that. She told me, if you want to find out about something, find out for yourself. Don't follow what everybody tell you because they may be steering you wrong. So that definitely gave me the right to know, okay, I'm not going to be like these. Excuse my English, but I'm not going to be like them. I believe in energy, like I said prior to this, because that's what animates this body. That's what motivates me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, Jesus made me feel great today, when I know damn well that I got to pay this electric bill. You understand what I'm saying? No, I can't take Noble Drew Ali being no reincarnation.
Except God help those who help themselves.
And don't I get out here and
God help
grind
those who help themselves. All the while.
How old was Noble Drew Ali when he was killed?
He passed on. He was in his late 20s.
So he wasn't 33.
He passed form.
So how old was Jesus when he was killed before he reincarnated in Noble Drew Ali's body?
Well, he was born, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was born in
No, again.
1886.
If Noble Drew Ali is the reincarnation of Jesus, and we read in the Bible about Jesus being killed, they say he was 33 years old 2,000 years ago. So if Noble Drew Ali is the reincarnated Jesus, should he have been 33 years old when he was killed?
Nah, in history,
not necessarily.
Exactly.
So do you believe that Noble Drew Ali?
I believe in reincarnation.
Do you believe Noble Drew Ali is the reincarnation of Jesus?
No.
Are you a Moor?
Yes, I am.
Was your parents or your father a Moor?
Yes.
And your father did not teach you
That Jesus is the reincarnation
of that Noble Drew Ali?
No.
Your father didn't teach that. So where did you get that from?
Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught it himself, and all the while, Prophet Noble Drew Ali has been reincarnated.
Okay, so now again, if she didn't hear this,
reincarnated.
I was raised in more.
He reincarnated into me one day.
So he became into you.
True indeed.
Okay, hold on. You were raised in the Moorish Science Temple of America. I met you about 2007, and you told me about your father and how some of the things I did reminded you of your father. So your father was a temple Moor. He attended temple meetings.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. So he got the actual instructions from the temple.
He was a mayor of a...
He was a sheikh.
A mayor of a more...
Oh, so your father was an integral part of the inner workings of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and she's saying that they didn't teach that.
Brother, it's in the lessons. It's in the literature.
I was saying earlier, it'll be fucked up if a woman come out here and run it down on you.
It's in the literature.
You got two sisters on you now.
It's in the literature. Well, we went from Jesus to Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Because you said that. Because you said.
Emmanuel. Because Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he said the same people that tried to that was after me 2,000 years ago is the same people that's coming at me again.
He said,
I'm Yahshua.
So are you saying that
he said I'm Yahshua come again.
So you saying that he's saying that history will parallel with one another?
No, he
said it would line up with one another.
No, he said that because he said it was the truth.
Yahshua means God is a savior. That's what it means. Yahshua means God is a savior.
Yeah.
So if you believe that your God manifested in flesh, you believe that? Then that's the only thing Noble Drew Ali was saying. He's not the reincarnation of Jesus. He is God in flesh, just like you the word in flesh, and I'm the word in flesh.
Exactly.
Logos.
Exactly. The logos. Exactly.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
He's saying that Jesus, Yahshua, that came 2,000 years ago, reincarnated in Noble Drew Ali, and that Noble Drew Ali reincarnated in him. So is he the new Noble Drew Ali?
I'm not saying I am. I said he. I know what reincarnation is. I do know that.
Okay.
I do know what reincarnation is.
So if Jesus died,
I witnessed through that,
and Noble Drew Ali was killed, are you going to be killed also?
We all gonna pass form.
But killed and passing form is two different things, right?
Hey.
So sister, are you really bad into all of this?
I'd rather die practicing proclaiming than just die out here working on some job, busting my ass and end up dying like that, or some unconscious person come by and shoot me or something down like that. I'd rather go out practicing proclaiming.
Is that the way Jesus would go out? Is that the way Jesus went out?
And I'd rather go out up in the court building, you know what I'm saying, somewhere where my practicing proclaiming will make a major difference.
Okay. All right. So you know this video going up. The people, the audience of New Black World Order TV will be able to see that we got sisters that's coming at your head, King.
Yeah, and this is a Sister Moore right here.
And that's a Sister Moore.
All Moore as far as I say.
But yet she disagrees with your statement.
She didn't disagree with it.
Did you agree with that?
You must have heard what she said.
Oh, I heard what she said. Did Jesus reincarnate in Noble Drew Ali, and did your father teach you that?
No, he didn't teach me that.
Yeah. Well, I got the literature, brother.
So you're gonna bring back the literature. You're gonna do a you should do a PowerPoint presentation.
It's in the literature. It's in the literature.
It's in the literature.
True indeed. It's in the literature.
That Noble Drew Ali prayed to Jesus.
So I didn't say that, brother.
But I'm telling you, it's in there.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say he prayed to Jesus.
But if he's supposed to be the reincarnation
He didn't teach.
Jesus, then he was praying to
Say that again.
God. If he was supposed to be considered the reincarnation of Jesus, then that means that he prayed to God.
But the name of the
But in the literature it says he prayed to
But
Jesus.
not under.
Elohim. It's Elohim.
Then it wasn't under then apparently it wasn't under the terms of more science. You know, it couldn't have been.
It's a whole lot of gods. It's a whole lot of gods out there.
You get what I'm saying? If that's the case, like I said, it goes back to saying that they should have stuck to the script, the basic blueprint that we had from the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah, and them same blueprints they got us in the condition that we're in now.
You understand?
Yeah, if we stay stuck on that book called Christianity or they call it the Bible, our people still be in slavery right about now in this country.
So why are you taking us back to it?
Yeah, they are.
Jesus appears in that book.
That's why Prophet Numbers. That's why Jesus, Yahshua, Emmanuel came again.
You accept your nationality?
I do.
And your nationality is?
I do.
What is your nationality?
Moorish American.
All right. And what's your last name, bro?
I go by Bay. I go by Bay.
What does that title mean?
Governor.
A governor of what?
Governor of everything in my kingdom. I'm the governor of everything in my kingdom. Everything in my square, I'm the governor of.
Hey, big up, sis. Islam, Mobile. We'll see you soon.
You will.
Islam, peace.
Look like them sisters got you shook, man.
Oh no, they still practicing proclaiming.
What?
Like I say, even she said we still in slavery. Okay, I got the answer to that. I was given the answer to that by elders.
And when Noble Drew Ali reincarnated
Noble Drew Ali, Nation of the Gods and Earth, Nation of Islam, even
you know they gonna say that's some pseudo shit.
Even the religion that they call Christianity.
Do you think that's
pseudo?
It's pseudo, but at the same time, yeah.
Let's stick to the.
I'm not going off religion. What's your nationality?
My nationality. You see me.
What's your nationality?
That's good enough.
I know that's right.
This is good enough.
I know that's right.
You know, I don't have to sit here and be like, well, this is mine.
What's your nationality though?
No, I'm not stamping anything because you see who I am.
See, that's
and you can feel who I am.
That's not in, you're not protected under the Constitution.
Just because I don't want.
You're not going by.
Just because I feel as if I don't need nobody else's recognition to tell me who I am.
You breaking the law.
Who's
You got a name, right? You